University Challenge. Asking the questions, Jeremy Paxman.
Hello, the second round matches start tonight. 28 teams have now been whittled down to 16 who are playing for a place in the quarter-finals. There are no more second chances now. If you lose, you're out. The London School of Economics scored 220 in their first-round match against the University of Bath, with some impressive interventions and a far better knowledge of the sciences than we might expect from such a specialist institution. Let's meet the LSE team again.
Hi, I'm Nikhil Shah. I'm from London and I'm studying for an MSc in Social Research Methods.
Hi, I'm Marianne Fairthorne from Henley-on-Thames and I'm doing a PhD in Maths.
And their captain.
Hi, I'm Chris Coleridge. I'm originally from Arlington, Virginia, and I'm studying for an MSc in Organisational Psychology.
Hello, my name is Rajan Patel. I'm from Chelmsford in Essex, and I'm studying economics.
Selwyn College, Cambridge won their first-round match against St Anne's College, Oxford, with 180 points, 65 ahead of their opponents. Judging by their more impressive bonus rounds, we might assume they spend their free time wandering around ruined abbeys, listening to the music of Handel. We'll probably find out a bit more about them tonight. Let's meet them again.
Hi, my name is John Harvey. I'm from County Donegal in Ireland, and I'm studying mathematics.
Hello, I'm Laurie Hancock. I'm from Nottingham, and I'm reading history.
And their captain.
Hello, my name is Jacob Leland. I'm from Tufnell Park in North London and I'm reading Russian and linguistics.
Hi, I'm Catherine Gluckman. I'm from Sevenoaks in Kent and I'm reading German and French.
Too tedious to recite all the rules again, so fingers on the buzzers. Here's your first starter for 10. In what verse form are cicadas, wisteria, frogs and the first call of the nightingale all traditional examples of kigo?
LSE Patel.
Haiku.
Haiku is correct. You get the first set of bonuses then, LSE. They're on music censorship. Firstly, for 5 points, in 1986, the American PMRC committee put an explicit lyrics warning sticker on which musician's album Jazz from Hell, despite it being instrumental. He'd previously protested against music censorship and called the committee the Mothers of Prevention.
Frank Zappa.
Correct. In May 1977, Rod Stewart was #1 in the UK singles charts with The First Cut is the Deepest, but it was widely believed that which band's song outsold his that week?
Something censored. Something censored.
Do you mean they got Toby Queen, is that me?
Bay City Rollers.
No, it was God Save the Queen by the Sex Pistols. Oh. And finally for 5, which track from Pink Floyd's album of 1979 was adopted by a national schools boycott in South Africa and was banned by the apartheid government?
Brick in the wall. We don't need no education. Yeah, we don't need no education. We don't need no education?
Another Brick in the Wall was the title.
Yeah.
Right, 10 points for this starter question. Quote, there was a brief period during the Blair years when it was banned altogether, but once it had been safely defused, it returned, sung yesterday by a willowy soprano. To which song, written by the journalist...
LSE Coleridge.
The Red Flag.
Yes, well done. Your bonuses, LSE, are on a dukedom. Firstly, for 5, running from Worsley to Liverpool, which canal was named after the title of Francis Egerton, the name now being shared with a concert hall that opened in Manchester in 1996?
Pass.
That was the Bridgewater Canal. Which country park and stately home in Cheshire, now owned by the National Trust, was formerly home to the Dukes and Earls of Bridgewater?
Tatton Park.
Correct. In which American novel of 1885 does the eponymous hero meet a con man who claims to be the long-lost rightful Duke of Bridgewater?
The Adventures of Huckleberry Finn.
Correct. Another starter question. A French overseas département in the Indian Ocean. Which...
LSE Patel.
Réunion.
Well done. Yeah. Your bonuses, LSE, are on a poet and his critics. Let him never come back to us. There would be doubt, hesitation and pain, forced praise on our part, the glimmer of twilight, never glad, confident morning again. Robert Browning wrote those lines on which poet's acceptance of the laureateship and his perceived abandonment of liberalism?
Wordsworth.
Correct. Antagonised by what he considered to be the provinciality of the late poets, Byron wrote the preface to which of his poems as a rebuke to Wordsworth's own introduction to The Thorn?
Don Juan.
Correct. In honoured poverty thy voice did weave songs consecrate to truth and liberty. Deserting these thou leavest me to grieve. Are lines from To Wordsworth, an ode by which of his contemporaries?
Coleridge.
No, Shelley. 10 points for this. Removed from his office of Minister of the Interior by Napoleon because he brought the spirit of the infinitely small into government, which mathematician and astronomer developed the theory that the solar system originated in a rotating cloud of gas?
Selwyn Harvey.
D'Alembert.
Anyone want to buzz from the LSE?
LSE Shah.
Pascal?
No, it's Pierre-Simon Laplace. 10 points for this. Sir Thomas Doodle, Yorick Kane, Lord Bellinger, Henry Collingridge, the Duke of Omnium and Raymond Gould are all fictional holders of what office of state?
Selwyn Harvey.
Jester.
No, anyone want to buzz from the LSE? You may not confer. One of you may buzz.
LSE Fairthorne.
Prime Minister.
Prime Minister is correct. Here are your bonuses. They're on scientific terms, also used in the game of bridge. What term in mathematics and logic denotes a set that contains exactly one element?
Singleton.
A singleton.
Correct. In physics and mathematics, what name denotes a point at which a function takes an infinite value? It is especially used to denote a point in space-time where matter is infinitely dense, such as at the centre of a black hole.
Singularity.
Correct. In mathematics, a singular matrix is a square matrix whose determinant has what value?
Zero, sorry.
Zero.
Zero is right. We're going to take our first picture round now. For your starter, you're going to see a photograph of a well-known Hollywood actor. 10 points if you can give me his name, please.
Selwyn Hancock.
Is it Robert Redford?
No, it isn't. Come on, someone buzz in the LSE.
LSE Coleridge.
Cary Grant.
No, it's James Stewart. So picture bonuses in a moment or two. 10 points for this starter question. In the district of Fulham, which neoclassical mansion became from 1867 a venue for pigeon shooting matches and later the scene of major polo competitions, including the Westchester Cup, and later still became a major centre for lawn tennis and croquet?
Selwyn Harvey.
Wimbledon.
No, anyone want to buzz from the LSE?
LSE Patel.
Queen's Club.
It's the Hurlingham Club, Hurlingham House. 10 points for this. Thought to originate with Siberian peoples such as the Tungus. What six-letter word has come to indicate a wide range of religious figures in hunter-gatherer and nomadic...
Selwyn Leland.
Shaman.
Shaman is right. So you've got off the mark at last. You get the picture bonuses then, following on from James Stewart, who would have turned 100 in 2008. Your bonus questions, three original posters for films starring James Stewart. 5 points if you can give me the titles of the films. Firstly?
Vertigo.
Correct. Secondly?
Any better guesses? No. 39 Steps.
No, that's Rope. And finally...
Rear Window.
It is Rear Window, yes. Right, 10 points for this. Cry havoc and let slip the dogs of war that this foul deed shall smell above the earth. In which Shakespeare play do these words appear?
LSE Patel.
Henry V.
And anyone to buzz from Selwyn?
Selwyn Leland.
Hamlet.
Good heavens, no, it's Julius Caesar. 10 points for this. In biology, which adjective is taken from the name of a single-celled organism and is given to a type of cellular movement mediated by the use of temporary protrusions of cytoplasm?
LSE Patel.
Flagellate.
No, you lose 5 points. Called pseudopodia.
Selwyn Leland.
Amoebic.
No, it's a Me Boyd movement. Right, 10 points for this starter question. Noted for its Art Deco design, which complex of buildings in Midtown Manhattan shares its name with the founder of the Standard Oil?
Selwyn Leland.
Rockefeller Center.
Correct. Your bonuses are about admirals. Which admiral took over command at Trafalgar following Nelson's death and came to be buried close by him in St Paul's Cathedral?
The Duke of Devonshire.
I don't think so. No, it was Collingwood. The First Anglo-Dutch War of 1652 to 54 involved a series of skirmishes between Admiral Robert Blake and which Dutch admiral, around whom has developed the possibly apocryphal story of him attaching a broom to his mast to signify he had swept the seas clean of his enemies?
Jan Nederlander.
No, it's Martin Tromp. And finally, which 18th century Scottish-born American admiral lends his name to a ballroom dance of the 1920s in which dancers change partners after circling in concentric rings?
The Charleston.
No, you've never danced. It's John Paul Jones. 10 points for this. The Ulster Volunteer Force aimed to provide military support to loyalists opposed to the Third Home Rule Bill of 1914. It was created with the assistance of senior...
Selwyn Harvey.
The Ulster Volunteer Force.
I'm afraid you lose 5 points. With the assistance of senior officers in the British Army, by which barrister and politician, born in Dublin in 1854? I'll tell you it was Sir Edward Carson. 10 points for this. In which ocean are the Andaman Islands, the Comoro...
LSE Patel.
Indian.
The Indian Ocean is right. Your bonuses are on an African country, LSE. In March 1990, Dr. Sam Njomo was installed as which African country's first president after the implementation of a UN resolution for free elections resulted in SWAPO coming to power?
Angola.
No, it's Namibia. Which national park in Namibia has a name meaning Great White Place and is dominated by a huge pan of salt and clay, which was formerly a lake fed by the Cunene River? Let's have an answer.
Pass.
That's Etosha. And finally, a base for SWAPO forces before independence. Which former Portuguese colony borders Namibia to the north?
Angola.
That is Angola. Another starter question. 3 symphonies, the Messe Solennelle and the operas Romeo and Juliet, Mireille and Faust are among the works of which French composer born...
LSE Coleridge.
Gounod.
Gounod is right. Your bonuses are on happiness, LSE. Noted for measuring his country's well-being not by its GDP, but by its GNH, or gross national happiness, King Jigme Singye Wangchuk was the former ruler of which country, completing its transition to a constitutional monarchy in 2008?
Bhutan.
Correct. In 2007, which Dorset town was found to be the happiest town in the UK, with 82% of its residents saying they were happy? Its beaches and cosmopolitan town centre were cited as reasons.
Lyme Regis.
No, it's Bournemouth. On True Happiness is an essay by which 18th century American statesman and scientist who said, the Constitution only guarantees the American people the right to pursue happiness. You have to catch it yourself.
Nominate Patel.
Benjamin Franklin.
Correct. We're going to take a music round now. For your music starter, you'll hear a piece of popular music. 10 points if you can tell me the name of the singer.
LSE Patel.
Johnny Cash.
It is Johnny Cash, yes. Or it would have been Johnny Cash if we hadn't buzzed in so blasted quickly. Anyway, he was the winner of the Entertainer of the Year category of the Country Music Awards in 1969. Your bonus is 3 more songs by winners of the same award, 5 points for each if you can give me the name of the artist or group performing. First, for 5 points, this group.
Marianne and Wanda were the best of friends all through their high school days. Both members of the 4-H club, both active in the FFA. After graduation, Marianne went...
The Dixie Chicks.
It is the Dixie Chicks. Secondly, this artist, please.
Last time I saw her, it was turning colder, but that was years ago. Last I heard, she had moved to Boulder, But where she's now.
Come on, but Phil will start crying.
Nominate. Oh dear. Nominate. I'm not crying. Nominate Shah.
Garth Brooks.
It was Garth Brooks, yes. And finally, who's this?
Here you come again. Just when I begun to get myself together, you waltz right in the door, just like you've done before, and wrap my heart.
Yeah. Dolly Parton.
It was Dolly Parton, yes. Another starter question. Born 1661, the French mathematician Guillaume de l'Hôpital bought the differential calculus rule named after him from which...
Selwyn Harvey.
D'Alembert.
No, I'm afraid you lose 5 points. From which Swiss mathematician?
LSE Shah.
Euler.
No, it was Johann Bernoulli. 10 points for this starter question. More than 100 million times the volume of the Sun and one of the few stars to have been imaged as a visible disk. Which...
Selwyn Leland.
Beetlejuice.
Betelgeuse is right, yes. Your bonuses now are on human biology, Selwyn. What name is given to the instrument used to determine the volume of air that enters and leaves the lungs during breathing?
That's not a piece of medical equipment. There's something in the body. Yeah. Yeah, human biological.
Let's have an answer, please.
Not the epiglottis.
Spirometer.
Correct. The tidal volume is the volume of air inspired and expired without force by the lungs of subjects in which state of activity?
Respiration.
No, it's at rest or no activity or sleeping or whatever. What two-word term denotes the maximum amount of air inspired and expired by the lungs?
Vital capacity.
Correct. Another starter question. That third-rate decade, the 1960s, he got on his bike and looked for work and cricket test are expressions associated with which Conservative politician?
LSE Fairthorne.
Norman Tebbit.
Correct. Your bonuses now, LSE, are on brothers. The better-known brother of the author of the travel books Brazilian Adventure and News from Tartary was a writer of popular spy fiction. What surname did they share?
Fleming.
Yes, Peter and Ian. In 1902, which two brothers published The Varieties of Religious Experience and The Wings of the Dove? Come on, let's have it.
Nominate Patel.
Wesley Brothers.
No, it was William and Henry James. And finally, The Liffey Swim is a picture painted in 1923 by the brother of which Nobel Prize-winning poet?
Yeats.
It was W.B. Yeats's brother Jack. 10 points for this. Which state of New England is, according to some sources, named after one of the traditional provinces of France, centred around the city of Le Mans?
Selwyn Harvey.
Vermont.
No, anyone to buzz from LSE?
LSE Shah.
Maine.
Maine is right. Your bonuses are on traditional pigments. Which semi-precious stone was the source of the blue pigment ultramarine, which was used in the Middle Ages for illuminated manuscripts and panel paintings?
Lapis lazuli.
Correct. From a Greek term meaning a form of yellow, what word has been applied to traditional pigments usually derived from impure iron ores and ranging from yellow to red, brown and purple?
Ochre.
Correct. Chemically, the bright green pigment verdigris is a compound of which metallic element?
Copper.
Correct. 10 points for this starter question. The threshold of income poverty as used by the UK government, the EU and most politicians is defined as what percentage of median income?
Selwyn Harvey.
60.
60 is right. Your bonuses now are on terms used in ecology. In each case, the answer is an everyday word that has a specific restricted meaning in ecology. Firstly, the sequence. Capture, mark, release, recapture describes a method of estimating which property of a population of an organism in a defined area.
Growth.
No, it's size. What term indicates the probability of finding a given species in any one sampling unit of a defined area?
Rate.
No, it's frequency. What term denotes the total number of species or species richness in a given area?
Diversity.
Correct. Another starter question. Indicating a cut or notch. What word of 4 letters has slang meanings that include both...
LSE Patel.
Nick.
Well done. Your bonuses are on toes. The Megalonychidae are the 2-toed and the Bradypodidae are the 3-toed families of which tree-dwelling mammal?
Sloth.
Correct. The Perissodactyla are the odd-toed ungulates, such as the horse and the rhinoceros. What name is given to the even-toed ungulates, which includes pigs and antelopes? Come on.
Pass.
They're Artiodactyla. Which long-tailed leaping desert rodent has 33 species, including the 3-, 4-, and 5-toed, the comb-toed, and the feather-footed?
It's not a rodent. Kangaroo.
No, it's the jerboa. We're going to take our second picture round now. For your picture starter, you're going to see a man-made object in Earth orbit. 10 points if you can name it, please.
Selwyn Leland.
Sputnik.
No anyone want to buzz from the LSE?
LSE Sharp.
It's the Hubble telescope.
It is the Hubble Space Telescope, yes. Launched in 1990. Your picture bonus is 3 more man-made satellites, all manned space stations. 5 points if you can identify them. Firstly...
I don't know.
Yeah, try that one.
Nominate Shah.
The International Space Station.
It is. Secondly, this American station.
Skylab. Skylab.
Correct. And finally, this.
Mir. Nominate Patel.
Mir.
Mir is right. Another starter question. Which 2 words link a description of W.E. Gladstone with names of the United States Republican...
Selwyn Leland.
Grand Old.
Grand Old is right. Your bonuses are on European cities, Selwyn. The city of Lyon in France lies at the confluence of the river Saône with which river?
The Rhone.
Correct. Passau in Bavaria is situated at the confluence of the Inn and the Ilz with which major river? Quickly.
The Rhine.
No, it's the Danube. Koblenz in Germany lies at the confluence of the Mosel with which river?
The Rhine.
That is the Rhine. 5 minutes to go. Another starter question. Taking its name from a British victory over a French-led army in southern Italy during the Napoleonic Wars, which area of London lies between St John's Wood and Kilburn?
LSE Patel.
Maida Vale.
Maida Vale is right. Your bonuses are on a British car company. Which British car company's green and yellow logo carries the initials ACBC? Those are the company's founder.
British what company? British car company. Leyland? Austin?
Come on.
Austin?
No, it's Lotus, Anthony Colin Bruce Chapman. What name did Lotus give to the suspension system introduced in 1983 that uses computers to control a hydraulic system for keeping a car's body level at all times?
Spider? Nominate Shah.
Spider.
No, it's the active suspension system. And finally, in 1992, which cyclist won Olympic gold in the 4,000 metres pursuit, riding Lotus's revolutionary carbon composite monocoque superbike?
Chris Boardman.
Correct. Another starter question. What did W.H. Auden describe as the last refuge of the high style, noting that no plot can be sensible, for in sensible situations, people do not sing?
Selwyn Leland.
Opera.
Yes. Your bonuses now are on French and Italian terms. In gardening, what French term meaning on the ground is used for a level space occupied by an ornamental arrangement of flower beds?
Parterre.
Correct. The Italian term terracotta is used for a specific type of pottery. What is the literal meaning of the word?
Baked earth.
Correct. Terra Nova is the Italian and Terre Neuve the French name for which Canadian island?
Newfoundland.
Correct. 3.5 minutes to go. Another starter question. Which letter of the alphabet links the SI prefixes denoting 10 to the power 6 and 10 to the power minus...
Selwyn Harvey.
M.
M is correct. Your bonuses are on Greek mythology. Which of the Titans was associated with the sun and was the subject of an uncompleted poem by John Keats?
Prometheus.
No, it's Hyperion. Which of the second generations of Titans was the daughter of Hyperion and Thea and associated with the moon?
Luna.
That was Selene. Which beautiful youth was the lover of Selene and was also the subject of a poem by Keats, although in that version Selene was named Cynthia?
Adonis.
It's Endymion. 10 points for this. In 1951, Christopher Strachey wrote the earliest successful game-playing programme to demonstrate artificial intelligence. What game did it play?
Selwyn Leland.
Chess.
Anyone want to buzz from the LSE?
LSE Sharp.
Noughts and crosses?
No, it played drafts or checkers. 10 points for this. Which word derived from the Russian for white is the name of both a species of whale and a type of caviar?
Selwyn Leland.
Beluga.
Beluga is right. Your bonuses are on bacteria. Which term means disease-causing and is applied to bacteria capable of causing disease?
Pathogenic.
Correct. Including monocytes in the blood and macrophages in the tissues. What term is used for cells that envelop and digest bacteria cells?
Phagocytes.
Correct. The bacteria Staphylococcus aureus has developed a resistance to the antibiotic methicillin, giving rise to which superbug infection?
MRSA.
Correct. Another starter question. Which river in the Isle of Wight shares its name with the city in present-day Saudi Arabia to which Muhammad fled from Mecca in 620?
LSE Sharp.
Medina?
Medina is right. Your bonuses are on years whose 3 digits are identical. For example, AD 999. In each case, give the year in which the following occurred. Firstly, according to the Annals of Ulster, in what year did St Patrick establish an archiepiscopal see at Armagh? Let's have an answer, please.
888.
No, it's AD 444. Secondly, in China, in what year did the state of Qin overcome the state of Yen and thus pave the way for the unification of China under Qin rule?
222.
Yes, 222 BC, of course. In what year did Alexander the Great defeat Darius III at the Battle of Issus?
333.
Yes, 333 BC. Another starter question. Originally opened in premises at 39 Gerrard Street in 1959, which London jazz club moved to its present...
LSE Sharp.
Ronnie Scott's?
Ronnie Scott's is right. Your bonuses are on a planet. The discovery of which planet's actual rotation of 58.6 days was made in 1965 by bouncing radar off the planet's surface from the Arecibo Observatory in Puerto Rico.
Venus.
No, it's Mercury. Which single-word term refers to the most favourable time to view Mercury when it achieves its greatest apparent distance east or west of the Sun?
Perihelion.
No, it's elongation. How many Earth days does it take Mercury to orbit the Sun? I'll give you 10 days either way.
88.
88 is bang on, yes. 10 points for this. Which monarch ordered the construction of the device forts, which include Hurst Castle in the Solent, used to imprison... And at the gong, Selwyn have 135, the LSE have 270. Well, it's a convincing defeat, I'm afraid, Selwyn, but you were actually coming back quite strongly in the latter half of the contest. If you got off a bit more quickly at the start, who knows what might have happened. Don't look so gloomy, it's only a game. Thank you very much for joining us, though. LSE, another very convincing display from you. We shall look forward to seeing you in the quarter-finals. Congratulations. I hope you can join us next time for another second-round match, but until then, it's goodbye from Selwyn College, Cambridge.
Goodbye.
It's goodbye from the LSE.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.
And it's goodbye from me. Goodbye.
Flavours from the Kerala region kick off a brand new series of Indian food made easy. That's next on BBC Two. And over on BBC Four, the quizzing continues with Only Connect.